Namaste, angels. This is the weekly reading for the period of tomorrow, Sunday, March 24th, through Saturday coming, March 30th. And I'm so thankful for this week because so many wonderful things happen this week. For example, Mercury goes direct. Amen. And Venus enters Pisces. Whoa. So the planet and goddess of love enters the sign of higher, deeper love. It's going to be like fairy tales, you know, come to life. That's what I feel. I'm excited. And I'm tired. Okay. Speaking of Mercury retrograde, I owe some of you client readings. Last week, inclusive of the 3 that I did for the public, and I guess the dailies with the client readings, I must have done about 25 readings. That's separate and apart from any healing or that I did or any living that I did as a regular person. So yeah, I mean, I'm not complaining. I'm not complaining. And it was a blessing, and I was blessed to be a blessing to other people. So I'm thankful for that. I had a sale, so that encouraged, I guess, some extra purchases, and that's why that happened. But I do owe some of you, and it's because, guess what? I still don't have my laptop. They moved the date out now to the 26th. I told you I had a feeling I was going to have to ride out all of Mercury retrograde. So hopefully as soon as Mercury goes direct, I'll have my laptop back, and I'll be able to, you know, get things done a lot quicker and function a lot better as a whole. My printer wasn't working either, and for like no apparent reason. My son, who's a total computer genius, it took him a couple days to get it going. It's fine now, but it just wasn't making sense. It was printing the practice pages, the test pages. Those would print with no problem, but like nothing external could print. So no documents or whatever. So it was basically useless because who needs to print the test pages? So that's over, but that's been my experience with Mercury retrograde. It's all been my electronics. My phone is inaudible, completely incoming, outgoing. I have to put in you know, put on a Bluetooth or put in headphones or something, you know, in the jack or something in order for people to be able to hear me on the phone. But other than that, knock on wood, I really haven't been affected by Mercury retrograde and outside of my electronics, you know, and as if that's not enough. All right. So anyway, enough about me. Again, thank you for joining me. Those of you who make it to the live premiere, thank you. We're going to have some fun. My super chatters. Thank you for liking, sharing, and subscribing. This week on the Hebrew and Islamic calendars, there's nothing that we're going to go over. But on the Christian calendar, Monday is a very special holiday. It is the feast day of the Annunciation. And I feel like rather than go over what the Feast of the Annunciation is about, I would read that passage from the Bible for you, because I feel like I'm being made to convey, or I'm going to be made maybe with the cards to convey a larger message of, number one, through God, all things are possible, because that's a very well-known message that's part of that passage. When Gabriel visits Mary. And the other is a message of surrender, I think, that I'm meant to convey, probably because of Venus entering Pisces. Like, let yourself fall in love, be in love, at least with you, if no one else, you know? So I feel I'm guided to go over that verse as well. You know, let it be done to me as you say, Lord. That was Mary to God. So I'm going to do that real quick. Luke 1:26 through 38. The angel Gabriel comes to Mary. That's what the Feast of the Annunciation of the Lord is all about. 6 months after Elizabeth had become pregnant, God sent the angel Gabriel to Nazareth, a city in Galilee. I just want to point out, it says God sent the angel Gabriel. I've mentioned many times on my channel that in the Bible, only Michael is referred to as the archangel, not only an archangel, but the archangel. Gabriel is called an angel here. So anyway, 6 months after Elizabeth had become pregnant, Elizabeth is Mary's cousin, by the way, much older cousin, God sent the angel Gabriel to Nazareth, a city in Galilee. The angel went to the virgin promised in marriage to a descendant of David named Joseph. The virgin's name was Mary. It was Mariama, but we'll continue. When the angel entered her home, he greeted her and said, "You are favored by the Lord. The Lord is with you." She was startled by what the angel had to say and tried to figure out what this greeting meant. The angel told her, "Don't be afraid, Mary. You have found favor with God. You will become pregnant, give birth to a son, and his name will be Jesus." That's incorrect too. The letter J didn't exist in the Hebrew alphabet at the time, or it really still doesn't, actually. He will be a great man and will be called the Son of the Most High. The Quran probably has it more accurate with Isa. The Lord God will give him the throne of his ancestor David. Your son will be king of Jacob's people forever, and his kingdom will never end. Mary asked the angel, "How can this be? I'm a virgin." The angel answered her, quote, "The Holy Spirit will come to you, and the power of the Most High will overshadow you. Therefore, the holy child developing inside you will be called the Son of God. Elizabeth, your relative, is 6 months pregnant with a son in her old age. People said she couldn't have a child. But nothing is impossible for God." That's the line I was talking about that I felt that I was supposed to convey this week. So obviously we're going to have to apply it to our lives, situations in which you feel stuck, like you can't see past how you could get on, how you can move on. And I'm going to talk about moving because with both tarot decks, I'm starting with Major Arcana card, the Chariot. Okay, that's not an accident. And then I pulled out the Abundance deck with Venus being the planet of abundance. And I'm starting with partnership. So how's that for higher love? Nothing is impossible. So I think you're going to have to apply it in your life. How could I be with him? How could I be with her? How could I, move into a better living condition? How could I increase my finances? How can I find a better job? Nothing is impossible with God, the universe, your higher self, however you consider that source. All right. Mary answered, "I am the Lord's servant. Let everything you've said happen to me." Then the angel left her. So that was the other part that I was talking about. As you have said it, let it be done to me is the way that I remember it from my childhood. All right, so that was that story. And I also want to talk about, Venus entering Pisces the following day, the 26th of March. And for that, I'm just going to cafeastrology.com and to see what they have to say about Venus and Pisces. Just want to point out it's exactly 8 minutes and 8 seconds into the video as I'm starting this. Venus and Pisces people project themselves as dreamy, soft-hearted partners. Everything about the way they flirt promises a lovely time. Theirs is an elusive charm. They are sweetly playful, a little moody, and perhaps a little irregular. They appreciate romance and poetry, and they prefer to feel out both you and the relationship you share. So don't expect too much planning ahead. Their sensitivity can be a little misleading at times. Yes, they are sensitive folks, but lovers may find it maddening that this sensitivity is not only directed at them, but towards all of mankind. Venus and Pisces men and women want you to know that their love is unconditional. They are unimpressed by your status and love and accept you for all that you are inside. They love the underdog and are attracted to wayward folks or those in need of a little help. With their romantic view of the world, they can be unreasonably attracted to states of suffering and martyrdom. So we may be in a place of victimhood. Definitely going to want to move out of that with the Uranus in Taurus. So that's more Venus, because Venus is the ruler of Taurus, pushing us away from stuff like victimhood. So since they're into this martyrdom, they easily get into the role of saving someone or being saved. Unlike Venus in Libra, which thrives on equality, Venus in Pisces is actually turned on by inequality. They can be rather confusing and hard to pin down as they feel their way through relationships. As much as they may want to, they find it hard to commit. Many do end up committing, however, at least on the surface. Pleasing Venus in Pisces involves enjoying tender moments and romantic times with them. You won't always be able to count on them. In fact, you can be sure they will stretch the truth every once in a while. But remember, they do this because they fear they might hurt you, and they can't bear to cause you any heartache. Try to understand them, although that's never an easy task considering the fact that they don't always know themselves. And the truth is, some Venus in Pisces privately have a love affair going on with the idea of being misunderstood. Try to put up with their apparent lack of direction in the relationship. They are so receptive and open to all possibilities that it's hard for them to commit to any one thing, idea, or even person. These intriguing partners will reward you with a love that is accepting and comes as close to unconditional as humans can get. Pisces never sees the world in black and white terms. Rather, Pisces sees all the colors of the rainbow. With the goddess of love in Pisces, love is all embracing. They are able to forgive and understand. They are seductible and seductive, and they show tremendous compassion to their partners. Venus in Pisces is tender and affectionate, although hard to reach nevertheless, as there is a longing for something that is hard to define and hard to satisfy. Borders and boundaries blur under Venus in Pisces. The shadow side of this position is allowing themselves to be victimized or deluded, as well as evasiveness. Venus in Pisces are attracted to situations of giving, martyrdom, and mercy. They want very much to forgive, allow, and to give unselfishly. Because this is not always possible, they are only human after all. There can be problems with seeing a lover or relationship accurately, and with resentments for being put upon or used. In love, Venus in Pisces gives a lot, but not everything. Most important to remember is this: it's a mistake to assume Venus in Pisces is weak, but it's also a mistake to assume Venus in Pisces is strong. It's both. The message is, don't push beyond the limits, because although it might appear that one has none, they do draw the line at some point. Avoid taking advantage of people's good nature and willingness to make sacrifices. They see their willingness to forgive and to understand as a strength, as you should too. On that note, with the dice this week, we are starting with sex, buy shoes, and it is 50-50, which may very well have to do with relationships, since we've talked about that so much already. The give and take of relationships, the need for equality and balance. Spirit says, stay in bed, party. Oh yeah, happy birthday to the Aries. I didn't do that. That could be for whom the party is. Hashtag turn up and try again. So something that we may have put effort to, didn't work before. Try again. Give it 2 tries at least. And then yes. So yes, it works out, or say yes. If you tried to get together with somebody, tried to meet up, it didn't work out. You tried again, it didn't work out. Give them another chance. They ask you out again. All right, so like I said, going to the cards and beginning with Major Arcana card, the Chariot, with Archangel Metatron in this deck. It is Major Arcana card 7. An important achievement, self-discipline and willpower, public recognition. The Chariot represents the sign of Cancer. So we didn't read anything about Cancer. Not really sure why I'm starting with Cancer, but it is interesting that I opened up to ego or the devil, because Cancer and Capricorn are, opposite axes. So the Chariot, Cancer is the true node, or the north node right now. Why can't I talk? Mercury in retrograde. And Capricorn is the south node. So that may be why. A false sense of entrapment, being overly focused on material things, negative or fear-based thoughts. That's the devil, Major Arcana card 15. Chariot again, all about an important achievement, self-discipline or willpower, public recognition. Also moving, travel. So when I say moving, that is both literal and metaphorical movement. So maybe moving out of a place of stuckness, out of a place of previous limbo, maybe caused by Mercury retrograde. You're unable to move, or some other thing that was holding you back, holding you, restricting you. Maybe some sort of energy from Saturn. That's moving away, it would seem. Chariot. And the Page of Fire, outgoing, creative, confident, mischievous, news of an exciting new endeavor. Use your originality and ingenuity. Major Arcana card, the Page of Fire. See, I can't talk today. Page of Fire represents the sign of Sagittarius for me. Can also be a Leo or an Aries, of course. Maybe a younger one or a more youthful one than usual. It could be Jupiter or Mars themselves as well, sending like really awesome energy to us. Chariot back. And here's that uncertainty that we just read about with Venus and Pisces. It is the Seven of Water, which totally represents the sign of Pisces for me, even though it's not, a court card. A complex decision, the need to do research, stop procrastinating. So there could be several options, and that could be why we need to, choose one, focus on one. Sometimes it's about focus and that's it. Like we're scattered, we're all over the place. And the Seven of Water shows up to say, listen, you got to hone in on what it is you need to face. In financial matters, it can be about like, it's not a time to, like bullshit. Like you really got to pay attention and focus and like complete something. So you're working on paying off a bill, pay off the bill. Like don't try to pay off the bill and go shopping the same day, buy shoes and, party and whatever. Like pay the bill, buy shoes, party, like that. As it relates to other stuff, sometimes when this card comes up for me too, it's like, speaking of sex, it's like one night stands, can have to do with children for me. Opposite, the Chariot, it can be with whom are you going to move forward, or it can be about literal movement or travel. Where do I go? Where am I looking to stay? What kind of place do I want? Apartment, house, Seven of Water. And Major Arcana card, the World with Archangel Michael. A job well done. Joy, contentment, and gratitude. The path toward enlightenment. Major Arcana card, the World, has a fire energy for me. And could be representative of a party of three, possibly a love triangle. But it's the universe easing you out of a situation so that you can be eased into another one that's better suited for you. So as I'm doing this, and this is not the love reading, but I just heard in my living room, this is the way my clairaudience works. It's so strange how these songs just come on. Etta James, At Last, just came on. It just started. So first was that long part as I was talking to you, that long instrumental part. It just started. So I don't know who that's for, but it's on. Seven of Water. I'll do one more. And it is Major Arcana card 14, Balance or Temperance, which represents the sign of Sagittarius, just like the Page of Fire that showed up here a moment ago. The need for balance and moderation, cooperation and compromise. Wait for perfect timing. So this can be about coming together on a situation, maybe like it's 50-50, first of all. A situation maybe where we didn't see eye to eye. Now we're figuring out how can we have some sort of meeting of the minds. It can be about like differences, like I'm black and my boyfriend's white and we haven't been able to figure out how that's going to work in the past, but now we're trying to, maybe we can both just identify as gray and keep it moving. You know what I mean? It's like that sort of thing. Differences, accepting them, and accepting people for who they are. Well, we just talked about that. We just talked about that with Venus and Pisces. It's loving and accepting people for who they are. Yeah, that's what it's about. Temperance is also a very healing energy. when it shows up. It can be about restoration, recovery, being made whole, where something was taken from you or there was some sort of loss. You're recovering from that, whether it's energy or something more tangible, like material loss. And the Five of Fire. Competing goals, bothersome details, conflict with others. Where this card is about conflict, it can also be about, you know, internal conflict. So like in terms of one person, one being conflicted about something. Maybe this is the person that needs to make a decision with that Seven of Cups. This card can also be positive for me. It can be about, you know, being a go-getter and sort of by any means necessary, I'm going to accomplish my goal. It's very Mars. It's very Aries. It's very action, right? And aggression. Overall energy is the Five of Air, an unwise choice. Learn what you can from this situation. Review everyone's motives. Somebody may have got you to make an unwise choice. You may have acted based on someone else's thoughts, words, ideologies, beliefs, actions, you know, because for every action there's an equal and opposite reaction. Somebody does something, it sets something in motion. Then you do something that sets something else in motion. And then at the end of the day, everybody's saying, but I'm sorry, I didn't realize, I didn't know, because a lot of it's presumption. That's the Five of Air. Similar to the Five of Wands, it can be about being conflicted, like one person being internally conflicted or overthinking, overanalyzing, just being really stuck in their head. Also, I wanted to point out that Major Arcana card 14, Temperance, which I said represents the sign of Sagittarius, also equals a 5. So we had Temperance, 14 equals 5. Then we had another 5 of Fire, with Minor Arcana card, the Five of Fire, and now we have another 5 of Air, Swords. I actually woke up at 5:55 this morning. So it's like change, 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 but I always also consider the fact that it equals 15, which equals 6, which equals love, balance, equality. Crowning the masculine, it is the Ace of Earth. Very nice. The inflow of abundance, a promising business venture, important documents or contracts. Masculine could be moving, or he could be selling a home, buying a home. All of those, you know, equivalent to the Ace of Earth. He could be moving forward in his job. He could be moving up, promotion. Chariot is also about victory and the need to, you know, where you've achieved something, the need to be celebrated. Masculine surrounded by the Queen of Earth. Wow. Thoughtful, creative, warm, and sensible. Make time for those around you. Take a sensible approach and deal with challenges in a kind and understanding manner. The Queen of Earth is a Taurus, Capricorn, or Virgo, or someone likened to those traits or attributes. She could be the facilitator of this abundance that's coming to the masculine. She could be a creditor. She could be who's buying the home, who's selling the home, from a realtor, some sort of bookkeeper, someone who is helping to nurture and build with him or for him. Masculine subconscious, yeah, with him or for him. Here goes a partnership right here. The Two of Water, a relationship that continues to grow closer. Forgiveness and the positive resolution of a conflict. Crowning the feminine, it is the King of Air, brilliant, impartial, professional, and diplomatic. Speak your mind with confidence. Seek out professional advice and balance mental and emotional considerations. The King of Air is an Aquarius, Libra, or Gemini, or someone likened to those traits or attributes. Could be Mercury himself, could be Venus herself, ruler of both Libra and Gemini. Surrounding the feminine, Really beautiful card so far. It is Major Arcana card 0, the Dreamer. Also with Archangel Metatron. A leap of faith. Follow your dreams. That leads to unexpected opportunities. The Dreamer is the Fool in the traditional tarot. And in this particular deck, for me, since day one, and this is like my third set of these cards, I always keep them, by the way, and I plan to give them to people with my energy on them at some point. But in any case, since the first time I opened them, the Dreamer has felt like the planet Mercury for me. And therefore, this Dreamer, this Fool, represents the signs of Gemini and Virgo, which Mercury rules. All about taking a leap of faith, walking a brand new path, never walked it before. It is fresh. It is awesome. You're on an adventure. Feminine subconscious. The Wheel. How awesome is this week so far? The Wheel in this deck is never negative. The whole deck is meant to be positive. All the cards are upright, but the meanings are positive when they show up. A time of positive change. A situation suddenly moves forward and fortune is on your side. Major Arcana card, the Wheel, represents the planet Jupiter. Again, ruler of the sign of Sagittarius. So while we haven't seen any court cards other than that page when I was shuffling, connected to Sagittarius, a lot of Sagittarius energy is popping up with the Wheel, the Page, Temperance. This is also connected to the signs of Aquarius, Taurus, Scorpio, and Leo, the fixed signs. Those signs are also being engaged by the whole Uranus and Taurus transit for the next 7 years. It's like it's their time to shine, all those signs. Crowning. The 9 of Fire. Don't give up. Protect that which you've created. Have courage and believe in yourself. So this could be, again, a new business or a relationship. Whether it is, well, it's definitely involving a relationship, it seems, whether it's a business partnership, a friendship, or a romantic partnership, something that you have created, something that you have built and or are building. Masculine, preserve it. Don't let anything happen to that. Feminine, we're on a new adventure. Don't let anything happen to that. The Foundation. It is the Queen of Water, tenderhearted, empathetic, patient, and loving. Relationships develop to a new level. Trust your intuition. Care for yourself and others. The Queen of Water is a Scorpio, Pisces, where Venus will be this week, or a Cancer, with which we started, or someone likened to those traits or attributes. And at the heart of the matter is balance again. Major Arcana card, Temperance, which again represents the sign of Sagittarius. The need for balance and moderation, cooperation and compromise. Wait for perfect timing. The Wheel of Fortune and Temperance together can definitely be saying something about a relationship or the type of home life that you've been wanting to build that's coming together for you, that's manifesting for you. That can be part of what the Fool is here about, and it's time for you to jump in. Then maybe what the King of Air is here about too. Maybe he's a realtor. Maybe he is, you know, some sort of facilitator, some sort of professional that can help you come together in some sort of official capacity. Maybe not as serious as that. It can just be something perhaps involving an air sign, a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. In this situation, I said Gemini first because, again, this Dreamer for me is the planet Mercury, is a Gemini. Maybe a Gemini and a Sagittarius coming together, which Gemini and Sagittarius are mirror signs. They're said to be like perfect for each other. So that could be also. There's a relationship also that both want, you know, both parties, masculine and feminine, want, and it took the feminine in large part to do the creating, but the masculine is like here to join her now to help her to continue to create and to protect what has been established thus far. So like now that she's put all this effort into it and shown him, look how beautiful this relationship is or can be, and he has acknowledged that, now he's going to take it and, like, you know, take care of it like a little baby. All right. I was seeing if there's anything else I was getting from these. Actually, I'm a little puzzled about the Five of Air now. I think the Five of Air may just be about being conflicted, and probably the feminine more so than the masculine. You know, being a little afraid to take the leap of faith and being conflicted. But behind it is good energy, is positive energy. It's the Three of Water, which is a card of celebration. A celebration, a wedding, graduation, or a birth announcement, and the need to have more fun. Of course, as a 3, it could have something to do with some sort of party of 3 and perhaps even a love triangle. But not even necessarily seeing or feeling that, to be honest. I think maybe just conflicted about or overanalyzing about this leap of faith. But we'll see. Let's take a look with the Animal Tarot, beginning again with the Chariot. You can successfully balance various or opposing energies at once through determination and focus. So I was talking about focus in the beginning. You've earned the rewards and recognition that you're getting. So again, this is about victory, travel, movement, modes of transportation. Good stuff. And the Five of Autumn is not, but this can be about moving away from this kind of feeling of lack and, oh, woe is me. Focusing upon the negative and worrying about money or career or crappy relationships and voids and shit can block your progress, because your trust and faith are at a low point right now. It may not be the best time to start something new, like your own business or a new relationship or something. So you're going to have to pick up your spirits first. If this applies to somebody. But then again, the Chariot is here, and that looks like it does get picked up, like we're moving out of a funky space into a far better one. Chariot. And Major Arcana card, Strength. So whatever came our way, we had the power to face it. And part of that was the need, maybe in some sort of partnership, friendship, business relationship, or romantic relationship. There was a need to, you know, extend some forgiveness and compassion, to like face our own fears, face our own vulnerabilities, surrender, like I talked about in the beginning. Let it be done to me as you say. You know, that takes strength to do that, to say that. I think that's why it's showing up. Major Arcana card, Strength, represents the sign of Leo, by the way. True strength is displayed through kindness, forgiveness, and compassion. You have tremendous personal power. So whatever this means for you, it's like whatever comes your way, you're going to be able to face it and to conquer it. You have the ability to, and the free will choice to decide to do that. And Major Arcana card, Awakening, card number 12, which is the Hangman in the traditional tarot, totally represents the planet Neptune in the sign of Pisces, which it rules. Look at things in a different way and all will make sense. Don't worry if your progress is halted temporarily. Things will soon start moving again. The Hangman can be about the need to let go of something. It can be about higher thought, like psychic energy, spirituality, an air of suspension, a feeling of limbo, and the need to like take a look around and do some assessment about what you really want, so that when that period, that area of suspension, that period of limbo is over, you're ready to like jump right back into life. Chariot. The Four of Autumn. Be cautious about living a life of extremes or seeing things in black and white terms. Consider, for example, whether you're spending too much time, or spending too much rather, hoarding your wealth, or giving too much emotionally versus building up walls that keep people out. Chariot. And it's the 10 of winter. The end of a career path, project, or relationship brings feelings of mixed joy and sadness, relief and disappointment. Put aside your fears about these changes and trust that a brighter future awaits. Overall energies, the King of Autumn. Compassionate, accomplished, charismatic, and grounded. Everything's going to turn out great. Projects will be stunningly successful. Exciting new career opportunities are possible. And money or resources that come your way will be invested wisely. The King of Autumn is a Capricorn, Taurus, or Virgo, or someone likened to those traits or attributes. Atop the Ace of Earth for the masculine is the 10 of spring. You're working far too hard and stress will soon become too much. Reach out for help from others and take some time to play and to enjoy life. So again, he's been creating and even co-creating and maybe putting a lot of effort into something, and perhaps like what I was saying before, like the feminine I felt had created most of it, but now he was taking it and treating it like a baby. Maybe he's taken on too large of a burden, and we have to remember that, you know, despite that he may want to do everything for the feminine, you know, and not have her lift a finger, and it's 50-50. We need balance. So we don't want him to work himself to death either. All things in moderation, and couples working, you know, hand in hand. Again, it's 50-50. Atop the Queen of Earth, the 9 of winter. He's concerned about money, it seems, and or this again could be an actual person in his life too. He could be concerned about a situation involving an earth sign, maybe specifically an earth sign female. Your worries and fears aren't real though, whatever they're about. They're not real. They're fueled by focusing on the negative, which give powers to that of which you're afraid. Stop worrying, let go of fear, and everything will be okay. Atop the 2 of water is Major Arcana card 17, the Star, which represents the sign of Aquarius. Is all about our dreams coming true, wishes being granted, prayers being answered, also communications. This relationship here could be specifically one where you met online dating, or through some sort of social media, maybe a Facebook group or something, is how you connected into this partnership. Whether it's a friendship, a business partnership, or romantic. You could be, you can expect communication also in the form of more likely some sort of technology, as opposed to, well, it's all technology, but maybe like text or email or online rather than a phone call. But phone calls can come in too. Something can come in the mail also for you. You are about to take a big leap forward with your life. You're moving, like the Chariot said, forward with some sort of partnership here. Worry will be replaced with optimism. Here's the worry. It's going out of here, and the optimism is coming. Fear, this is fear also. It's out of here. It's gone. Is being replaced with hope, and joy is coming home to roost. So joy replacing all of those. Atop the feminine's King of Air is the Princess of Air, or Winter, or Swords, who is logical, truthful, curious, and undiplomatic. This is an intellectual challenge that calls upon your ability to think of a matching solution. If helpful information is put to you bluntly, accept the message without being bothered by the messenger. The Princess of Winter, like the King, is a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, or someone likened to those traits or attributes. Atop Major Arcana card, the Dreamer, is the 4 of winter. So you're overanalyzing, just like I said before. You're thinking over and over and over about this leap of faith. Thoroughly think things through before making a decision, but continuing to overanalyze isn't going to get you any closer to a resolution. Meditation and prayer, right? Or making intentions and manifesting, that's what's going to bring you the answers that you seek. Four of Winter can also be about planning some sort of travel or trip, vacation, and or recovery, getting some sleep, getting your strength back, being restored in some way. A top major arcana card, the Wheel of Fortune, is the 10 of Winter. The end of a career path, project, or relationship brings feelings of mixed joy and sadness, fear and disappointment. Put aside your fears about these changes and trust that a brighter future awaits. So maybe where you were worried about abundance and money and good energy and positive things happening in your life, there's going to be like no more need to worry about that. Atop the 9 of Fire is the 2 of Fire, the 2 of Spring. Your vision, creativity, and dedication to your cause have brought you great success. In fact, it may be in your best interest to get a partner to assist you in your endeavors or to expand the number of people that are helping you. So the 2 of Fire also about a partnership that you are to preserve and continue to co-create and continue to build, continue to persevere, continue to fight for. The 2 of Spring also represents in the tarot divine unions or twin flame, connections and relationships. Atop the Queen of Water, there's a lot of characters here today, is the King of Water. Warm-hearted, devoted, loving, and faithful, a trustworthy person or relationship enters your life. You may receive wise and compassionate advice from someone who speaks directly from the heart. We have a couple here. I was thinking we might have a couple here, or at least a parent and child, probably. Where else did I see the characters? This is the Queen of Earth. Maybe that's it. Atop, but yeah, there's definitely a couple at the table. And there was a lot of cards of partnership too, like Strength is 11, is a 2, the 2 of Wands, the 2 of Cups. Atop major arcana card Temperance is, speaking of the King of Water, is major arcana card 13, Release or Death. It's time to release the past and to move on to something new. This ending is the first step on the way to a happier future. Major arcana card Death represents the sign of Scorpio. With Death and the Star, particularly at night, you could be experiencing, like, depending upon what your natural gifts are, you could be experiencing different psychic or activity or like paranormal activity, seeing things, maybe shadows or different things. I know that probably sounds weird. Maybe that's why somebody's like scared. Maybe they're an earth sign, they're scared. Somebody that's experiencing that, seeing stuff at night. So now you know it's okay if it happens this week. It's not a bad thing. It's for you, meant to give you some sort of message or something. Okay, but not to hurt you. It's not bad. Also, Death and the Star can be about recovery, similar to some of the other cards that I talked about. And again, that can be about recovery or healing of some sort of partnership, very likely a romantic relationship, because now this 2 of Water essentially sits next to the 2 of Water, the King and Queen of Water or Cups. Again, this 10 of Spring and the Ace of Earth can be about masculine working very hard. He may have put all his time, energy, money into a situation and or relationship. It will pay off. It is worth it. But at the same time, especially with these 2 cards crossing Temperance and Death, he does need to be particularly not paranoid, but pay attention to his health. Watch your blood pressure. Make sure you're getting enough sleep with this 10 sitting here atop the 9. Get enough rest. Watch your blood pressure. Make sure that you're eating healthily, properly, getting vitamins and nutrients that you're not deficient to, like a lot of the feminine have been going through. Also, it can be about extending, having some sort of payment plan, extension. Not that you're broke, but you're putting something off and it's for the good. if that makes any sense. It's worth it. Whatever it is, it's taking a lot of effort, and you might feel like there's a weight on you, but it's worth it. Again, you've created something, possibly a wonderful partnership, a relationship is what it is, and you are meant to fight for it, preserve it, take care of it, but don't forget to take care of you too, is I guess really what I'm trying to say. Whatever it is, it's going, something might take a while. Like this week, it might not be finalized. Something may take a while. Someone who needs some sort of medicine, it may take a while for it to be prescribed. Also, is what I'm getting. And maybe it's delayed also because of what it mirrors here. The Princess of Winter, that Mercury retrograde. The princess and king sit over here. Could be Mercury that's holding up something there. And there's a delay with the medicine. And the medicine might not even actually be actual medicine. You know, like how they say that, like that saying, it's just what the doctor ordered. That could apply to anything. It's like whatever you're in need of, it's coming, and you may have put a lot of effort into it coming, and it's worth it. But for some, there is delay. And again, I want you to be mindful of that delay. The dog liquor here in this little barrel, but that's essentially like medicine too, because that's how we treated ourselves and took care of things, you know, holistically. Somebody needs something. I don't want to be stuck on it, especially since I'm not seeing the whole thing. But just keep your eyes open, be mindful. And I think I'm going to go on to the advice. Just to summarize so that it makes sense for everybody that's watching, because I did get pulled away for somebody specific or somebody's specific. There is activity here for couples with the foundation, at the foundation being the King and Queen of Cups. Also sitting next to that on the side of the masculine, again, the star. So this could be the partnership that you have been waiting for, that you prayed for, you made intentions about, you manifested, you got this love on purpose. It may be the recovery of a past relationship, or it may be a new relationship, and this could be your love life recovering, bouncing back from previous, you know, something that ended or delay, or had been stuck. There was no movement in your love life before. And maybe the masculine didn't really do his share of trying to get the relationship or keep the relationship together, but he's there now. And he is down to help to do that, to help it keep it moving. And the universe and the angels suggest that you do, that you not give up, that you make sure that everything is preserved. So even when there has been delay, where there has been fatigue maybe and feeling tired, because it has taken a lot of energy, again, regardless of whatever kind of partnership it is, a friendship, a business partnership, or a relationship, whatever you've been putting your efforts into, it is something with which you can fall in love, or with you have fallen in love. So even if it's related to work, it's doing the job that you, again, prayed for, or having the business that you prayed for. You wanted this partnership and you got it. So now you just got to take care of it, and where it's not quite there yet, just know that it's coming. There's everything here is a sign of things coming together. And I'm noticing now we also have the 2 10s. We had all those 5s. I did hear from the TV, the living room, also that they called out the Powerball numbers for that big 625,000, that which equals 1304, 1111, by the way. They did call out the numbers. I didn't hear them all, but I heard that the Powerball number was 5, and I was like, oh, like, so that may have been all I was meant to hear, you know, because that's all I heard. So change coming, and into Trying times on both sides coming for those who hasn't, for whom it has not shown up already. Basically, so you're guided to like be confident in this moving forward. And again, to my abundance cards, I'm beginning with partnership. Allow healthful, supportive partnerships into your personal life and career, and both parties benefit as a result. Remember, I say it's going to be worth it, but it's like an investment. So you're going to benefit. You are receiving help from heaven and from a person who brings needed skills and resources, like the Queen of Earth, perhaps, or the King of Swords, right? He's a professional, very good. And opening to moonlighting. You can start working on your dream career part-time while keeping your other job to pay your bills. If you're worried about like, how am I going to do both, masculine? How am I going to start a company and pay my bills? Because I felt something about the bills before too. You could do that with moonlighting, all right? Soon your dream career will take flight. That makes total sense. It says soon. So like even if there's delay, it's coming. Soon it will take flight and fully support you. And so you won't have to feel like you're supporting everything, like you're carrying the full weight by yourself. I'm glad I opened that. I'm glad I read that card because it helped me too. I couldn't get that. I couldn't see the whole message before around that. Partnership and quiet retreat. It's time to disconnect from the outer world so that you can discern and process your true thoughts and feelings from your inner world. Create this quiet time for yourself and you'll have more clarity about what to do next. Quiet retreat. Quiet retreat represents more of that earth energy too. And I was feeling before, I wasn't going to mention it, but I guess I might as well while I'm just shuffling. The masculine over here, it's like somebody's plants, somebody's plants or something, maybe getting like too much water. Masculine, like you're drowning the plants. And you know what? Maybe that's a metaphor in some cases too. Like you're overdoing it. Like relax, chill out. Maybe it's coming from nervous energy is causing you to OD and like put too much, like you're doing too much. You're doing too much. That's for somebody. Pay yourself first. Make yourself the most important financial obligation by setting aside a portion of your income every time you're paid. This loving form of self-care ensures that you'll have savings to invest in your present and your future. Further to the masculine about advice. It is deservingness. You are a beloved child of God like everyone else, and you deserve to receive support. That support, right? You can't carry the burden by yourself. You need support. And that's going to allow you to focus upon your divine life purpose. Even if you can't recognize your lovable qualities, trust that God and the angels can see how amazing you truly are. Remember, through God, all things are possible. And successful funding. Your idea is divinely guided and supported by the same infinite wisdom that gave you the idea. Do not allow money concerns to prevent you from turning it into a reality. Crowdfunding, partnerships, and other investments are available to help you. Feminine, that's with this leap of faith. You're not supposed to be panicking about how are you going to make whatever the object of this is come to fruition. It's like, just do it. And it's the Knight of Air for the masculine, intelligent, decisive, idealistic, and tireless. Events that occur with great speed. Take time to carefully review your options so you can come up with creative solutions. The Knight of Air is usually somebody who has a decision to make or who is awaiting one. He's also very fast on the move, like he doesn't waste time. He takes off to handle a situation right away. He is a Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius, or someone likened to those traits or attributes, and he is here assisting the masculine. Further advice to the feminine. It's more love, more support, more feeling of being emotionally fulfilled, a contented and rewarding family life. Your emotional and material needs are all met, and you have trustworthy relationships. So again, there's no reason to be panicky or fearful about what this is. Just take the jump. And lastly, from the animals to the masculine, it's this feeling of, oh, woe is me. You got to get out of that. Focus upon the fact that God loves you and always has the highest of intentions for you. A positive outlook makes it easier for you to recover. I'm talking about recovering from life's little difficulties so that you can move. I talked about moving too, onward and upward. Didn't I say you might be moving up? Yes. And feminine for us, lastly, it is major arcana card, the Empress, more abundance. Time to hop into action. Use your natural creativity to bring forth prosperity and success in your life. Somebody also may be finding out they're pregnant or giving birth to a baby this week. Or if you've been wanting to or trying to get pregnant, then this is also a good time. There can be something going on with you as a mother or with your own mother, and the need for you to get some rest and recovery, and maybe a spa day as well with the Four of Winter here. Nurture yourself. Like, don't forget about you. I hope that you guys have enjoyed the weekly general. I will be back with the love reading. Namaste.